You walk past them every day on the sidewalk. But if you accidentally wrong a crow, maybe you chase it away from a scrap of food or get too close to a nest, it will memorize your face. Then it will describe your face to its flock, and they will coordinate to attack you for years. Today, we look at the Indian house crow, or Corvus splendens, mostly as an annoying urban scavenger. They are noisy, they raid garbage bins, and they crowd our cities. Thousands of years ago, however, the authors of the Hindu epic, the Ramayana, described these exact birds as omniscient gods, time travelers, and keepers of the dead. Modern neurobiology is now verifying those ancient texts. Humans living centuries ago were observing an avian intelligence so advanced and so highly calculated, they had to mythologize it to make sense of it. In the Ramayana, there is the tale of Kak Bhusundi. He was a devoted human sage who angered his guru and was cursed into a crow. As a crow, he gained eternal wisdom and the ability to travel through time, witnessing the entire past and future of the universe unfold. Biologists have actually tested the boundaries of crow memory. In a famous experiment at the University of Washington, researcher Dr. John Marsluff and his team wore specific, frightening masks while capturing and tagging local crows on campus. After the birds were released, anyone wearing those specific masks was aggressively scolded and dive-bombed. This illustrates how crows process that threat. They possess a highly developed forebrain capable of episodic memory, the ability to recall specific personal experiences. The diagram shows the bird identifying a human face, linking it to a threat, and retaining that exact data point for years. As this timeline expands, they use alarm calls to teach unexposed flock members exactly which faces to attack. The original crows kept the grudge, but they also used their specific alarm calls to teach younger crows. When one generation passes its lived experiences down to the next with perfect accuracy, it creates an unbroken chain of memory. The mythological time travel of Kak Bhusundi acts as a perfect cultural metaphor for the crow's scientifically proven generational memory. In Hindu mythology, the crow serves as the vahana, or divine vehicle, for Lord Shani, the god of justice. The crow acts as his vigilant messenger, constantly watching humanity from above to report on all our daily wrongdoings. Biologically, crows truly are the ultimate watchers. To survive in our concrete environments, they spend their days meticulously observing and exploiting complex human routines. Some crows will take hard-shelled nuts, drop them directly onto busy roads, and wait for passing car tires to crack them open. They patiently wait for the pedestrian crosswalk lights to turn green so they can safely retrieve the food. They are not operating on simple instinct. Biologists call this cognitive flexibility, the capacity to calculate cause and effect relationships and adapt behavior to new situations. By learning our traffic patterns, they display a level of problem solving that rivals primates. During the traditional Hindu ceremony of Shradh, practitioners offer balls of cooked rice to crows to appease the pitris, or departed ancestors. If a crow eats the offering, the ancestors' souls are believed to be released, casting the birds as a direct link to the afterlife. The scientific study of how these birds process death is called Corvus thanatology. They use the presence of the dead as a highly advanced survival tactic. When discovering a dead flock member, a crow sends out a loud alarm call, pulling other crows into the area. They don't gather to mourn. This spatial nap breaks down a phenomenon known as a crow funeral. They hold a danger assessment meeting, studying the location and generating radiating warning zones that permanently update their collective threat database. Ancient people witnessed these massive, organized gatherings around the dead and attached spiritual meaning to them. Those funerary myths were humanity's attempt to explain a remarkably efficient, biologically hardwired threat communication network. The ancient Indian practices of feeding and revering these birds served a highly practical purpose. By keeping the crows appeased, early societies formed a cultural survival strategy to manage a dangerous, hyper-intelligent neighbor. Through sheer cognitive power, the crow forced humanity into an unspoken evolutionary treaty of respect. The next time you look at a crow, remember you are looking at one of the sharpest minds on the planet. You should be respectful, because they never forget.